Chat, here we go. oKhaliD versus ApparentlyJack in the EU Feer Fest regional finals. Did we expect it to be anybody else? I don't know, but this match was destined to happen, and here it is now. Khalid versus Jack. Winner finishes first in the EU regional, takes home $390 as of now. That's what the prize pool has it set at for this Feer Fest EU regional final. We have 2,700, something like that, somewhere close to 2,700 donated to the prize pool. If you do donate, it does get added to the total prize pool across all of Feer Fest, just so you know. But we got Khalid versus Jack. Khalid, a Middle East 1v1er who has been at the top of the leaderboards for a long, long time. But Jack, Khalid used to be the guy back in the day who always held the #1 spot. I mean, people would joke about taking it from him. He'd just get back on, play a couple games, take it right back. But in the past 2, maybe 3 months or so, ApparentlyJack has come back and become the new guy to always have #1. In fact, he's constantly setting world records for how high rated he is. And right now, these guys are the 1-2 on the leaderboard. Jack, #1, Khalid, #2. I think both of them are something like hundreds of points ahead of 3 and everybody else. I'm not sure if I've checked where the 3, 4, 5 are. The 3, 4, 5 are all also in the Feer Fest, but I don't think they're anywhere near these two guys. So this will be a 1v1 series for the ages. They've played so many times before. When we talked about looking for matchups, like the most desirable matchups anybody would want to see in Rocket League, everyone would mention, oh, Jack versus Khalid, and then everyone else would follow that up with, Jack has played Khalid 6,000 times on his YouTube. So if you followed Jack on YouTube, something tells me you watched Jack and Khalid play each other many, many times. But this time it'll be in a best of 7 show match context where the winner is going to get a better seed in the World Finals, as well as walking away with $390 as of right now. So far, Khalid up 2-0. Jack has yet to lose a single game. It's just like we saw from Daniel on the other side of the bracket. Daniel made his way to the NA regional finals without dropping a single game before he ended up dropping one to Lion Blaze. So we'll see if Jack can do something similar to keep his record, or if Khalid will take over. Khalid hasn't lost a series either, but he has dropped some games to various people so far in the Feer Fest. Both these guys playing in the Fennec. Jack used to play Octane, I think, not too long ago. Has switched over to being Fennec almost all the time. Khalid, famous for using the Fennec, and has been very loyal to his favorite car. Jack, flick on net. The announcer's going to say a lovely header. And these are not bad saves, but really what it's all about is the continuations after the save. Jack is just putting on very savable touches and trying to force a mistake out of Khalid in terms of booster positioning on the saves. But Khalid, one of the better defenders in the world, did a great job of playing his boost perfectly conservatively and able to stay alive, keeping a clean slate here against Jack with a couple minutes left to go. Khalid and Jack, both these guys are guys who are so efficient with boosts on defense. You know, I've watched a lot of these 1v1 show matches, I would say, and I have a good idea in general of the boost meters for both these guys. Nice dodge of the air dribble bump by Khalid. Man, Jack has been so lethal with these. Like, no one has been able to get around them. But Khalid finds a way to do so. And what I've been talking about is these are two guys, both Khalid and Jack, that when I'm watching them, every time I switch their perspective in the net, I always think they're going to be out of boost or on almost nothing. And then I turn, it's like, wait, 40? 40? How do you have 40? They're so efficient, and they know how incredibly important every bit of boost. Wow, Khalid, another save. He is just keeping it completely clean. Jack is positioning these shots great. This has got to go in, right? Yeah, okay. Finally, Jack will get his first. Khalid keeping Jack out for so long. He comes out to grab that one pad, but the one pad not going to be enough to get him around the air dribble bump from Jack. 2-1. Khalid taken an early lead, has been able to hold on to it for the majority of the game so far. Jack, oh my goodness, it doesn't get better than that. Khalid has had such good defense. He's been able to keep everything out from Jack, but Jack, a flick that's crossbar down, perfectly placed. Anywhere else, Khalid likely would have been able to save it. But Jack will tie it back up. 50 seconds left to go. Is Khalid going to be just like every other EU region player apparently Jack has played against? Lots of them have had leads, but they can't hold on to it for the entirety of a game. Jack eventually finds his way in. And just like the start of the NA finals, I think it was similar. These guys feeling each other out. Very slow gameplay to start. Low scoring. Or sorry, I shouldn't say slow. I should say low scoring. Very safe gameplay. But Khalid's going to win out a 50, grab the midfield and back corner boost, and it looked like maybe in the last second Jack was trying to demo Khalid as his last opportunity to take Khalid out of the play. I think both these guys wave dash kickoffing. Khalid with possession. He just needs to shoot this safe. He's going to aim it at the top right corner. 20 seconds left to go. He doesn't need a goal, and I'm sure he's aware of that, as all of his shot attempts will be the safest option. But he did just try and chase ApparentlyJack down and couldn't get to him. Jack's going to be able to take possession. Luckily, Khalid won the race to the boost, but Jack in the air, one last opportunity. He's going to go air dribble bump. Khalid saves it. It should touch the ground. Khalid will be the first to take a game off Jack in the Fear Fest, and he'll do it in the best time, going up 1-0 in this best of 7 against Jack in the final. Jack versus Khalid, game number 2. Khalid does what no other player can in a long time, it seems. Jack, that was actually his first ever loss in a game on stream, period. He's mostly only played in the Fear Fest, as he gets a nice kickoff goal, but he also played one series against Fifi, a set of 6 where they played 6 different games, 3 of which were on USD servers. Or sorry, the whole thing was on USD servers because Fifi was US West. And Jack took every single one of those as well. So Jack finally dropping a game against one of the other best players in the world. Jack going to go up 2-0 at the start of this one. I think this is kind of the opposite of how the last one went. Khalid had a couple early goals and then was able to hold on to that lead for the majority of the game. Jack, a soft touch, trying to keep the ball near him, and it ends up working out as he's in the correct position to win this 50 straight into the air. A nice single jump to put himself in the right spot. Khalid can't take it away. And Jack up 3-0. Jack just completely wiping clean the previous game. I think the last game ended, was it 3-2 or was it 4-3? It was super close. Already, Jack, I think, has the same amount of goals he scored in the last game, but it only took him 45 seconds this time. Khalid has Jack on the goal line. Both of these guys have the boost, though. Khalid able to redirect it, or sorry, Jack able to redirect it away. Khalid, a strong clear. Didn't want to let this fall back down. Right on top of Jack's car, but that's not the best of touches. Khalid rolling into the ball a little bit. He was ready to pre-flip this clear off the back wall, or not even the back wall, from the corner, but his car got slowed down just a little bit by the ball, and that slight moment is enough to throw him off and give Jack the window to get it fourth. 4-0. Jack has it figured out. It took him one game to calculate, apparently, but now he knows what he needs to do. Jack's forced back down on the ground off a single jump. Nice quick play, recognizing that Khalid was coming in for that early challenge attempt at midfield. He did well to pop it above, but Khalid too quick on the recoveries. Nice flip reset from Khalid. Even the nice shot from ApparentlyJack. As Khalid takes it in the air, Jack waiting to see what Khalid's going to go for, and just got baited into waiting too long. The first goal from Khalid is a hard-fought one. He's going to need to be able to score in other ways. Oh, he almost put himself out of position. with that one continuation. He was trying to read Jack's touch. But luckily, it was off a kickoff situation. Both these guys very low on boost. Khalid shadowing close. And I think doing so ends up resulting in Jack wanting to flick it right away, scared of Khalid coming to take it away. Single jump bump is not going to be enough to get Jack off the goal line. Khalid has slowed Jack down, but he needs to start getting some scoring of his own. Jack looking for some aerial plays. His ceiling reset was instantly in danger. He was just trying to make sure he stayed behind the ball just to prevent the easy goal the other way. And Khalid, this was not a tough shot. Let's watch this from Jack's perspective. I wonder what happened here. How he didn't recognize that Khalid was going to get a nice chip. Wow. Apparently Jack was super pre-reading it. To me, Jack was looking like he was playing against Daniel. Daniel, when he catches those, he'll take it to the wall dribble for sure. And Jack was definitely guessing that the wall dribble was coming. Maybe because Khalid had just scored on a nice air dribble play. He thought Khalid was going to be going back to it. But he super pre-read it. He full supersonic speed went all the way into the corner. Made it very, very easy for Khalid since he was not taking it to the wall. He just chips it out and gets his second. But Jack, an instant 3-goal lead once again off of a nice kickoff goal, and he's got possession here. Putting it behind Khalid. Khalid can't get there. 6-2. Both these guys have done a good job of neutralizing each other's kickoffs so far in the series. Khalid, an immediate shot on net. Jack, a good enough save to buy himself more than enough time to be in a good spot. Defensively, this is an interesting pre-jump. Khalid wasn't able to do anything about it. Jack tapping this one on the net. Khalid was looking for a double. Jack, did you get the flip reset to hover behind this one? The low 50, wow. What a great shot on offense. Oh no, Khalid, wait a second. Oh man. Khalid had done so well to get that save. Jack had a great double touch, got that flip reset to finish off the 50, but Khalid stopped it ultimately and then he couldn't get back. He got a little bit greedy and went out for boost instead of staying in front of the ball. So a 7-2 lead with 1:20 left to go. Ooh, nice steal. The midfield boost. Is it going to cost him? It won't because Jack can get back. But a strong shot. Wait, never mind. It will cost him. Jack flipping awkwardly to steal that midfield boost, knowing he was going to give up this shot attempt. But he did not realize Khalid was staying completely on top of him. He figured Khalid, operating on very little boost, must have went out to reset instead of staying on offense, which is an interesting thought because Khalid, who is down 4 with a minute left to go, I imagine is going to stay ultra aggressive for the rest of this game number 2, as there's basically no other way that he's able to bring it back. Right now, trying to take away possession from Jack at midfield. Jack just playing a bit of keep away, but he dives too deep and greeds out this boost grab. Didn't necessarily need it. He was operating on 40 boost, but did not expect Khalid to take it away as quickly, I guess. Jack taking a midfield boost. Or sorry, I should say Khalid taking the midfield boost. His flick forcing a tough save from Jack, but he can't afford to waste his time. Khalid needs to score on this next attempt. He wants to come back in the game. He shoots it off the post. The continuation needs to be in, but Jack is back in time. Jack keeping his net safe for the final moments, and that last 50 will do it. 10 seconds left to go. Jack will tie up the series 1-1. A strong win from Jack. A nice early 3-0 lead. Since then, Khalid has kept it tied, but he could not overcome the early surge from Jack. These guys are going to keep it in the air. There we go. Certainly, that's going to hit the ground now. Jack takes game number 2 as this gets 1-1. And we head to game number 3. Khalid versus Jack. Game number 3. Khalid able to take game number 1. Jack, though, looking very, very confident in game 2. A much more decisive win than Khalid had. That being said, in the last 4 minutes or so of that last game, Khalid did keep it even. It was just an early surge from Jack that was able to keep his, or to give him the lead and let him keep it for the rest of the game. These guys volleying this ball at midfield. First player to get a couple touches in a row will certainly have the advantage. Khalid shooting a low shot. Jack saving and carrying away. He has a huge boost disadvantage right now, but lobbing the ball high is not a bad idea. I mean, it does save him some time to reset, but he tried to scoop underneath this ball. If we watch it from Jack's perspective, he's able to pick up 25. He just didn't think Khalid was going to go up. He certainly wouldn't have gotten underneath that ball if he knew Khalid was going to go for the double jump, but he must have thought Khalid was going to try and kill it and initiate a dribble. And apparently Jack gets outplayed as Khalid goes up 1-0. Khalid dropping the ball for the low 50. A very safe play. Won't make it past Jack, but does maintain the possession. He is going to lose this race to the midfield, though. And he'll back off the ball. Jack, a quick shot, forcing Khalid into the net. The double jump is not going to get Khalid out of the way, but he'll take him for a ride afterwards. Khalid trying to evade the bump, doing his best, but Jack hunted him down. Bumps him a couple times out of the way. And a nice, technically almost long shot, almost from midfield, but gets his first. Khalid dodging the demo once again, this time successful. Jack has been pre-jumping a lot on defense. He's trying to mix it up. We saw him in the game against Lorley looking his best when he stayed constantly moving. But in basically every game before the last couple, we are used to watching Jack really slow the pace down. When he can dictate it, he brings it to a halt and just slowly breaks down defenders. Khalid forcing him to bring out a little bit of speed. Khalid looking for a bump on the back line. Jack might have been bumped by it. He went soaring to the corner. I don't think he goes that far without getting a little extra help. Let's see. Yeah, he definitely got launched to the corner. He figured, hey, if you're going to launch me this far, I might as well flip into it and try and grab boost and get back. But maybe it was a better idea if he had pulled the back loop. The back loop would have instantly killed his momentum. And I think he was probably screwed either way. Direct kickoff never hurts. And he will tie it back up, equalizing it at 2-2. Khalid, the Doomsy. He's looked good with the Doomsy dishes. We don't see players scoring those too often anymore. But definitely directly off the kickoffs is one way to do it. And Jack having to grab a couple boost pads on the way back. Ends up being slightly out of position. But Khalid did a good job of lobbing that ball high and keeping it out of a spot where Jack can come up and save it or pinch it off the back wall. 3-2 for Khalid. These are the slow dribbles that we saw Jack do in the past, but Khalid's able to save it away. And in fact, he's going to force Jack into a really tough spot. He gets the first save, but the continued defense is likely going to keep him in a low boost situation. He's driving out to midfield to grab boost. Khalid wanted to rush to make him pay, but couldn't do so. Jack had calculated that Khalid was not going to have the angle. Khalid lobbing this one high off the backboard. Khalid, not a great shot in that situation. He had a good situation here. He had got Khalid, who had used up all of his boost, to lob the ball high in the air, and a much better shot on Khalid with that little in net would likely have resulted in a long possession, if not a goal. But he taps it off the backboard, and Khalid's able to use that with a couple quick touches to get a fourth. So a bit of, technical mistakes from Jack that we haven't seen any other player really able to force out of him too much. Jack gonna go to the air all the way back from just outside his box. Khalid able to save it away. Jack is totally willing to lob a lot of these shots on net. He is always trying to make the continuation play or the extended offensive play. The problem is Khalid is just playing such good defense right now. He's saving all of the first shot attempts so well that Jack's offense immediately ends. Nice dribble from Khalid. Jack's going to give him the nice shot as well as he resets on the ceiling and ends up not using it, but hovers behind the ball. And having that flip reset is so crucial. It's what forces Jack to stay grounded and not be able to expect anything from how Khalid is going to dribble. I mean, if Jack comes at the challenge, Khalid can just flip it past him, whereas if Khalid doesn't have that flip, it makes him way more predictable. Jack probably doesn't wait as he scores a nice goal from the corner. He probably won't wait as long and not give Khalid that opportunity to 50 it late. But Jack from the corner, crossbar and in. Khalid can't save it away. 33 seconds. We're going to need a couple cheeky kickoff goals likely. But that being said, this one's not that cheeky, just pretty straight up. A nice win. And can't get back in time as Jack booms a power shot off the wall. Khalid electing to grab boost. Maybe if he had gone into net with 0, he could have delayed that shot going in for even a moment, but he would have been in a tough spot since he would have been operating on nothing. 24 seconds left to go. Jack losing this kickoff into his own half. Both these guys 100 on boost though. Khalid needs to play this safe, make sure he doesn't find himself out of position on the wrong side of the ball. With the clock waning down, he'll clear this into the corner. Jack needs a miracle play here, and with 0 boost, it's going to be really hard to do. Khalid, the high lob. He just bumps Jack a couple times, and the ball will hit the ground as Khalid taking the lead 2-1 against Jack. Khalid versus Jack. Game number 4. The resolution is not always like this if you're here for the first time, and we're working on making a backup system that makes it never go away. But enjoy the stream as much as you can, which is a lot. We got great games. We still have some pixels. Jack, a clear downfield. 2 games now taken off of Jack. What's your download speed? My download speed's insane. It's the upload that Cox destroys. My download speed's like 600 something, but even when it goes bad, it stays high. They just throttle my upload or something weird. Khalid will get the first goal of game number 4. Jack has all the boosts in the world. He's just looking to kind of kill this ball and start a dribble, and he never really checks down to see what's going on with Khalid. He just stares at the ball on the ceiling as it falls down. And Khalid able to take it away. A bit more of a surprise than it maybe should have been if Jack had found a way, maybe toggled off ball cam for a moment to see where Khalid was. Jack operating on pads. These are the slow dribbles that he was so lethal with. He has been doing these dribbles. I mean, he had to do it slow this time around as he's operating on almost nothing. But man, the nice side flip to the top right corner. So good at placing the ball out of the defender's reach and reacting to what the defender does. Jack once again with space. He starts it off though with a chip shot, and that gives enough separation for Khalid to take it away. Can he get a tight angle touch here? You see Jack trying to kill the ball on the goal line. Doing his best not to hand it back over to Khalid, but it's not going to matter. Wait, no, Jack could have gotten there. Jack was probably doing a bit of like a rage dance. He absolutely could have gotten there. Yeah, he's just like flipping around the field, tornado spinning. I think if Jack had less faith in Khalid and thought Khalid might miss, he would have been back there and definitely would have had his next goal. 3-1 for Khalid. Khalid is forcing something out of Jack right now that we haven't seen anybody be able to do. You can see the frustration. Jack, the ground dribble taken to this corner. He's going to chip it off the back wall as he sees Khalid pre-jump. He'd rather maintain possession than get that 50 away. Khalid! He has been challenging so well. Somehow able to surprise ApparentlyJack on his bounce dribble and demo him in the process. He's got an air dribble, or sorry, a ground dribble of his own, but he's going to turn it into a double jump pop as he gives Jack the Goomba stomp. Jack gives him the nice shot as he slots this one right inside the post. And a tap for Jack to finish it off. 4-1. Will the VOD look choppy too? On Twitch it will, but on YouTube it won't. Jack looking to the skies for a way to get it past Khalid now. As he went for the double flip reset, it's not going to work. He does get back and prevent Khalid from going up 4. Khalid a high bounce dribble, a little bit of a fake. Jack not falling for any of it, but the low 50. Oh, wait! I swear Khalid could have front flipped. If Khalid could have front flipped in, would he have not gotten another goal? Instead, he tried to slowly walk it in, and Jack had a quick recovery. Seemed like Khalid had a missed opportunity. He'll take this dribble away. The shot off the crossbar and sent away. Jack taking a trip around the circle here to grab as many pads as he can. He's got quite a lot. He has more than enough to make a play now. Jack, bounce dribble of his own. Khalid saves it away, and he's done this a lot all series. He does not let Jack's offense last much more than a single goal as he takes this one out of midfield. 5-1 lead for Khalid. On the verge of going up 3-1 in this best of 7 against ApparentlyJack. Putting himself on match point for 3, but Khalid's defense right now has been very good. Every time Jack puts a tough shot on net, Khalid not only saves it, but he ends the possession right then and there, and I'm not sure what happened here from Jack. Jack half flipping back, and then he just left. He just maybe saw the power shot coming. Oh yeah, he started to turn to challenge, and it was not going to be able to intercept the ball. This is crazy to see. Khalid, the first to make Jack, look like he can't find a way to score, or look like he's in trouble in the game. Khalid's going to send it up to 7-1. The one win that Jack had was a very confident win. He did take a big lead that he held the whole game. But Khalid doing the same here in game number 4. Jack looking for as many flip resets as he can. Something that we've only seen out of him on a couple occasions. One, when he's winning by a lot, and I guess now also when he's losing by a lot. But I don't mind it. Trying to stay loose. This game likely decided. Wait a second. He's not just trying to stay loose. He's trying to find a way to score against this defense from Khalid that has been able to stop almost anything. This is a great shot. He launches up to the ceiling, gets the reset, and shoots it past Khalid for a second. He's going to need a lot more of that in the next 50 seconds, though, if he wants to entertain the idea of not going down 3-1. Jack, once again, his shot saved away, but playing like a maniac has seemed to work as he's staying in control of possession at least for a moment before Khalid takes it away. Khalid, a dribble of his own. He'll get a flip reset. Jack pre-jumping it. Khalid's going to take game number 4. 3-1 for Khalid. Jack going to need a huge run here at the end of the series to send it to game 7. Khalid just playing so well. A final bit of musty off the ceiling to make it up 8-2. Did Rye Lacey ever end up dropping that huge bet? Jack will send it to the ground. Series not over yet. This is a best of 7. If anybody can come back, it's certainly ApparentlyJack. Khalid versus Jack. Game 5. Khalid up 3-1. Jack, for the first time ever, looking like he's in search of a way to control the series. These two guys fighting over possession at midfield. Khalid wins the takeaway. He's going to win the race to both boosts, and he needs to pre-flip back to this ball. That's a great bit of defense from Khalid. It seemed like he was over prioritizing grabbing the boost, but he makes it back to tap the ball off the line of the net right at the right moment. But Jack, he should find the angle. He'll score first. Game number 5, going to go up 1-0. Jack should have dropped a be careful. Khalid, a straight air dribble at the net. Cannot tap, or cannot get this past ApparentlyJack on the goal line. Jack the pinch off the wall in a second, as he has found a lead here early. It seemed like he was struggling to get anything going at all. But Jack not expecting this pre-jump and this cut so that the ball can't go up the wall. Khalid killing this dribble, immediately flicking. He couldn't see Jack behind the ball. I have a feeling he thought Jack might have been closing the distance or maybe coming for an early challenge without knowing where Jack was. Electing to flick the lob right away and play off that. Another low 50 saved away. Jack looking much more secure in net now. The shot wide off the post. As soon as you start playing better defense as well, you start to get that offender second guessing themselves just a little bit more, searching for more perfect shots than they normally go for. So Khalid maybe trying to slot it exactly in the far post. Ends up missing, but this one is about as good as you could hope for, as his bounce dribble turns into a hook shot to the top right post, and it comes back out to Khalid for continuation. And he'll get his first of game number 4, or game number 5, that is. Jack, double jump, the night owl bump. We've called it so many times on stream. Such a safe way to go for a goal, and when you're as good as Jack at it, you just give it a nice double jump and then search for the defender. And what happened to the camera there? Khalid maybe messing around with his camera as he knew he was going to get bumped into the net. It's kind of like 2 goals. He scores both Khalid and the ball, but he's not going to be credited with 2. Nice kickoff. 4-1. Jack breaking the game open a little bit. Khalid pushing it hard to the side wall, but unfortunately Jack also out there ready to make the touch right away. Ooh, Khalid saving that very intentionally off the post. You could save it in any way you wanted to, but I actually kind of like that. You don't see players going for that a lot. But Khalid, instead of saving it back to where Jack expects it, gives it the softest save possible to hit it off the post back into an awkward spot where he could potentially continue to play it. And now he's got a possession. Jack trying to pre-jump the shot, and the patience pays off. Khalid will get a second. He had an opportunity to shoot it, and I guess that's the reason why Jack pre-jumped this. In fact, I think if Khalid maybe just went for it right away, he had 2 windows. Right away, if he had just shot it right away. And then after deciding to wait, he was going to need to fake. But it worked out as Jack wasn't able to get there. Quick shot, and Jack pushes it off the corner of the net. Khalid thought he saw an opportunity to accelerate the ball with a nice double jump to put it right. Dude, Khaled's defense has been crazy. Even in these tough situations, he always finds a way to get it off the goal line. He has been using the posts and the crossbar a lot. That time it wasn't so much intentionally as he had to in order to get the save, but I also feel like he's been kind of tapping things into the posts. Whether intentionally or not, it's been helping him. Right now down 2 with 1:30 left to go. The scoring for these guys has slowed down a bit as the last couple games have been real big. Jack with a 50 and a 5th. Khalid in a bit of an awkward spot, thinking about backwards challenging. Tried to get the full U-turn in time to get a solid connection, but Jack will take that opportunity. Jack setting up the shadow defense, close to Khalid. His pop takes it a little bit too deep into the corner to a spot where he cannot find the angle.
60 seconds left on the clock.
Khalid, the flick, looking for the bump on the first attempt, but as he always does, willing to come around and grab it on the follow through if he needs to, just not resulting in a goal this time. Khalid chasing him down. Jack having to play a bit of keep away from Khalid. With 40 seconds left to go and 3 goals to make up, Khalid not looking like he's going to come take this game in 5. Jack most likely going to get another with 31 seconds left to go. So a 3-2 series. Jack bringing it back. Khalid still has a couple more chances. The momentum is not terribly against Jack right now. I think he has gained a lot. Wow, this is what I'm talking about. You guys see that save like almost intentionally off the post and off the crossbar as he doubles it out. Jack will get a second. Jack getting a nice momentum here in this game number 5. Not only is he winning, but he's winning very confidently and winning in style. These guys flipping around the ball. Finally going to let it hit the ground. 7-2. Jack gets a second game and some momentum back, but he'll need to keep it going for 10 more in-game minutes if he wants to bring it back. Khalid versus Jack. Khalid going to score an immediate kickoff goal. We're going to tab out here real quick. Not a bad way to start this game number 6, as I'm sure he doesn't want to finish it off here, or he doesn't want to force a game 7. It was really bad that game. I'm sorry. Jack, another opportunity, Khalid, another opportunity for a long shot. Crazy how just resetting the timer and starting at a new kickoff seems to switch the momentum so much between these guys. As Khalid gets a backflip set up into the corner and the power shot accelerates it before Jack can get there. Jack, a double jump to lob this one. What he thought was in a tough spot, and he was just barely right. Khalid almost punishing him for too weak of a shot attempt. I think Khalid got 2 goals the entirety of the last game, losing 7-2, and then he starts immediately in this one, probably in like the first 30 seconds, getting his 2 goals. Khalid in net with absolutely nothing. Jack trying to place it perfectly He wanted to make sure Khalid couldn't get up to it, who had low boost, but that's the cost. That is Khalid winning out with his defense all series long. He's done so good of cleaning up everything that isn't an immaculate shot from Khalid. And that forces Jack to start shooting it in tighter windows, and he misses a little bit high. Khalid's able to take it. Jack, the ground dribble. Khalid trying to dunk it and take it away, but Jack just takes a nice U-turn around it and goes up for it again. The double jump bump. Khalid has been so good at it. Or sorry, Khalid has been good at defending it. Jack has been really, really good at doing it, but he's only been able to get a couple so far against Khalid. He tried to sneak behind Jack. Normally you see players jumping early trying to go above or around, but Khalid gonna have a hard time saving the ball if he tries to sneak behind Jack to get it. But a kickoff goal for him, and he'll immediately get his 3-goal lead right back. Jack gonna catch this ball. He's done a good job of gaining a lot of early shots off of the kickoffs that get forced into the side wall. This time he's not able to score off of it. Jack's dribble taken away. The flip reset might have gotten it over Khalid, but he did not connect, or wasn't able to get the reset. I thought I heard the sound of the flip though. Khalid walks it down the other side of the field. 5-1 for Khalid. The slow dribble play this time from Khalid. We saw a very similar situation in the opposite mirror perspective. Jack having to roll a bunch of slow dribbles at Khalid and make that last second adjustment. But both these guys so good as Jack power slides into the back corner boost. Khalid shadowing close and taking away possession right away. Certainly the one thing that Khalid has done better than everybody else who's been playing against Jack is ending his possession so quickly, and the saves. The adjustment to what was a great shot. Even Jack is going to throw out the what a save, because he had a nice setup, and that extra pop he got from using his flip, it sent it much higher than I thought a defender would have been able to read. But Jack reacts so, Khalid reacts so quickly. The long shot and the double, he'll get it. 6-1. Khalid, absolutely insane on defense. After giving up 7 goals in the previous game, somehow that slight break, the 30-second break, it really isn't even that long because we pretty much ready up right away and go into the next game. The mental reset is more than enough. Khalid gonna get a direct kickoff goal. 7-1. Jack back to pulling his camera back away from the car. We saw him doing that at the beginning of Feer Fest, at the beginning of kickoffs, but I hadn't seen it in a while. Jack trying to chase Khalid down to bump him out of the play. A good catch to this ball and a pop. He didn't want to take the early shot. Thought instead he could carry a dribble. He's going to die on the back line. Wait, Khalid, that was a bit of a mistake. He ended up corralling that ball a little bit too well. He was trying to just roll it on the back wall to get his continuation. Or he wasn't going for a goal and he was just trying to waste time. But I can't imagine he was doing that just yet. No reason not to take an 8-1 lead with 1:30 left to go. But Jack getting crazy with it. You're starting to see him wave dashing and holding power slide all around the map as he looks for a way to break down Khalid, who has looked so perfect in this last game. Huge pinch from Khalid. That might have been in. That looked solid until Jack saved it away. Minute left to go. Jack struggling to find offense. Will get a long shot for his second. Minute left to go. Little bit over 10 seconds per goal for Jack if he's going to come back. Khalid, an interesting delayed kickoff. Jack hits it right past him. He might have an opportunity for a long dribble. Khalid clears it away, but he's still very low on boost. But he's done his work. This goal, even if it goes in, it's cost him more than 10 seconds, and it's not going to go in. Jack will send it down the opposite side of the field. 8-2. 6 goals, 40 seconds. You have to believe. You never know. It's possible. We're seeing some GGs in the chat. But Jack, I'm sure, has done crazier comebacks before. He's got to save this kickoff goal off his own back wall, so he's not going to be operating in a good situation. In fact, he's going to defend Khalid's own net, and Khalid looking to own goal on his own net. So these guys have completely switched. Jack is wave dashing around the map. He knows that this will be it. Khalid is going to take first in the EU Regional, the Feer Fest. Apparently, Jack has had the edge in the Jack versus Khalid matchup for a while now, but Khalid will take it back. They might see each other again, you never know, in the World Finals. Another opportunity for these guys to go back at each other, but Khalid will take the #1 spot, and Jack will lose his first series on stream as Khalid takes it 4-2. Khalid versus Jack. Khalid gonna score an immediate kickoff goal. We're gonna tab out here real quick. Not a bad way to start this game number 6, as I'm sure he doesn't want to finish it off here, or he doesn't want to force a game 7. It was really bad that game. I'm sorry. Jack, another opportunity, or sorry, Khalid, another opportunity for a long shot. Crazy how just resetting the timer and starting at a new kickoff seems to switch the momentum so much between these guys. As Khalid gets a backflip set up into the corner and the power shot accelerates it before Jack can get there. Jack, a double jump to lob this one. What he thought was in a tough spot, and he was just barely right. Khalid almost punishing him for too weak of a shot attempt. I think Khalid got 2 goals the entirety of the last game, losing 7-2, and then he starts immediately in this one, probably in like the first 30 seconds, getting his 2 goals. Khalid in net with absolutely nothing. Jack trying to place it perfectly. He wanted to make sure Khalid couldn't get up to it, who had low boost, but that's the cost. That is Khalid winning out with his defense all series long. He's done so good of cleaning up everything that isn't an immaculate shot from Khalid. And that forces Jack to start shooting it in tighter windows, and he misses a little bit high. Khalid's able to take it. Jack, the ground dribble. Khalid trying to dunk it and take it away, but Jack just takes a nice U-turn around it and goes up for it again. The double jump bump. Khalid has been so good at it. Or sorry, Khalid has been good at defending it. Jack has been really, really good at doing it, but he's only been able to get a couple so far against Khalid. He tried to sneak behind Jack. Normally you see players jumping early trying to go above or around, but Khalid gonna have a hard time saving the ball if he tries to sneak behind Jack to get it. But a kickoff goal for him, and he'll immediately get his 3-goal lead right back. Jack gonna catch this ball. He's done a good job of gaining a lot of early shots off of the kickoffs that get forced into the side wall. This time he's not able to score off of it. Jack's dribble taken away. The flip reset might have gotten it over Khalid, but he did not connect, or wasn't able to get the reset. I thought I heard the sound of the flip though. Khalid walks it down the other side of the field. 5-1 for Khalid. The slow dribble play this time from Khalid. We saw a very similar situation in the opposite mirror perspective. Jack having to roll a bunch of slow dribbles at Khalid and make that last second adjustment. But both these guys so good as Jack power slides into the back corner boost. Khalid shadowing close and taking away possession right away. Certainly, the one thing that Khalid has done better than everybody else who's been playing against Jack is ending his possession so quickly, and the saves. The adjustment to what was a great shot. Even Jack is going to throw out the what a save because he had a nice setup, and that extra pop he got from using his flip, it sent it much higher than I thought a defender would have been able to read. But Jack reacts Khalid reacts so quickly. The long shot and the double, he'll get it. 6-1. Khalid, absolutely insane on defense. After giving up 7 goals in the previous game, somehow that slight break, the 30-second break, it really isn't even that long because we pretty much ready up right away and go into the next game. The mental reset is more than enough. Khalid gonna get a direct kickoff goal, 7-1. Jack back to pulling his camera back away from the car. We saw him doing that at the beginning of Feer Fest, at the beginning of kickoffs, but I hadn't seen it in a while. Jack trying to chase Khalid down to bump him out of the play. A good catch to this ball and a pop. He didn't want to take the early shot. Thought instead he could carry a dribble. He's going to die on the back line. Wait, Khalid, that was a bit of a mistake. He ended up corralling that ball a little bit too well. He was trying to just roll it on the back wall to get his continuation. Or he wasn't going for a goal and he was just trying to waste time. But I can't imagine he was doing that just yet. No reason not to take an 8-1 lead with 1:30 left to go. But Jack getting crazy with it. You're starting to see him wave dashing and holding power slide all around the map as he looks for a way to break down Khalid, who has looked so perfect in this last game. Huge pinch from Khalid. That might have been in. That looked solid until Jack saved it away. Minute left to go. Jack struggling to find offense. We'll get a long shot for his second. Minute left to go. A little bit over 10 seconds per goal for Jack if he's going to come back. Khalid, an interesting delayed kickoff. Jack hits it right past him. He might have an opportunity for a long dribble. Khalid clears it away, but he's still very low on boost. But he's done his work. This goal, even if it goes in, it's cost him more than 10 seconds, and it's not going to go in. Jack will send it down the opposite side of the field. 8-2, 6 goals, 40 seconds. You have to believe. You never know. It's possible. We're seeing some GGs in the chat. But Jack, I'm sure, has done crazier comebacks before. He's got to save this kickoff goal off his own back wall, so he's not going to be operating in a good situation. In fact, he's going to defend Khalid's own net, and Khalid looking to own goal in his own net. So these guys have completely switched. Jack is wave dashing around the map. He knows that this will be it. Khalid is going to take first in the EU Regional of Feer Fest. Apparently, Jack has had the edge in the Jack versus Khalid matchup for a while now, but Khalid will take it back. They might see each other again, you never know, in the World Finals. Another opportunity for these guys to go back at each other, but Khalid will take the #1 spot, and Jack will lose his first series on stream as Khalid takes it 4-2.